Tonight, I want to talk about personal power. Even though I am in a crowd, the subject is not really the crowd, even though I am channeling something from it. So, the instructions of yoga, which is not just the instructions on how to stretch the body, which is fairly a recent addition, but the diet, the mental posture, the lifestyle, such as getting up early and sleeping on not necessarily the floor, but a hard surface. And drinking the water of life, Shivambu, which is one of the 4 precepts of a Buddhist bhikkhu, and should be done, as is explained in the Dhammar Tantra, before practicing yoga. So my Phoenix Shrine is peaking right now. I could have stayed home, but I ended up walking and found myself here again. So even though I did have a little bit of very healthy organic bread today, I am feeling these, I would say, before I would have said, yesterday I would have said I was feeling these waves of vibrating power going through my being. But now I would say I'm feeling shockwaves of power. Because it is shocking. I met with someone who was asking me money for cancer, and I held gaze with him, and I got really close, and I had to tell him to listen because he wouldn't stop talking. And then once he was under hypnosis, I saw his assemblage point move. His body started to feel my power. And then I told him how to cure cancer. And I locked gaze with him. And I told him it's the truth. All diseases can be eliminated by drinking the water of life. And his body was shaking with the shock. Because deep inside he knew that I wasn't making this up. So he ran away. He literally was almost running when his mind took hold. And he kept laughing nervously. It was just too much power. I didn't go to him. He came to me. And that bum again came up to me who asked me for money the other day, whom I told about the water of life. And I shook him too. I said, you need courage. Where's your courage? Go drink it. Andale. And he felt it. So, as much as I'm giving a little bit of that power, I also can stop and breathe in the power of the crowd. And I can see from that observation that if that crowd, or even a small portion of it, was engaged in a hunt for power, Es veneno. Sí. Sí, sí. This little girl came to me selling me chiclets. I told her it's poison. And as you can see, I locked gaze with her. That's how power is transmitted, through the eyes and the voice. Sometimes Juan Matus would hit Carlos on a point on his back. I can't go that way, it's too loud. But I want to get there. Oh, well, it's going to be dark. But I'm pretty much done. Maybe you can feel the shockwaves of power. So it works. Sure, I was experimenting. I was fooling myself in a way, telling myself that I can have pizza and I can have cannabis because I have the water of life. And in a way, I am better off because I have the water of life. But really, going higher is what we're here for. Not going high. Going higher. So once we reach a certain level, we reach the next level. And there's no reason to stop to admire the scenery anymore. We know what happens when we put that pizza in our stomach. We know what happens when we chase people down the street to tell them about salvation or whatever it is we want to call the path that we think we have found. We have to let them come to us. Whether it's because they're asking us for money for cancer or they're trying to sell us chiclets. We can't go to them. The pastor in this church is in his church, and the people go to him and they listen to him. So we have to wait for them to come to us. And now I'm learning how to channel this power. No more bullying people. I look for eye locking. Locking gaze with someone. Well, there are those who aren't really looking to lock gaze but are looking for a fight. So we have to distinguish those. But everybody has to be given a chance. And then we look at, by looking into their eyes, we have a better look at their luminous body. And it has to have sufficient energy. Like this kid. But there's too much of a language barrier. But I can still give him that intent by holding gaze with him for that 3 seconds. Also, because he's a male, there's a taboo between women. Are very scared of men now, for a good reason. The track record is not so good. I was at a gallery, and the drawings were very graphic, telling us that at least there are some men who are just sort of raping machines, and that in a way that's at the root of the current condition, because men hold the Saturnian power. They're more physically strong and more driven. Yeah, he's not as good as I first thought. I'm also done, mostly done. I used to have a thing giving money to artists, or musicians. My father was a musician. Is a musician, I think. So personal power is real, and it does what is advertised on the box. It lets us reach higher levels of awareness and consciousness. It actually works. And now, instead of being on a quest to test how much pizza I can eat and still be like here at such and such level, I'm on a quest to find out how high I can go. So next time there won't be any bread, because it's unnecessary. There's so much good food here. I can buy dried coconut, bee pollen, moringa leaf powder. There's probably so many other things I don't even know about. It's not a quantity thing. There's no need for a certain portion, obviously. If somebody has lived on his water on a deserted island without much drinking water even for 4 months and still looked fairly well. Actually, he probably looked pretty good in some other ways. He probably looked really powerful. And then we're able to receive the signs. And we're able to see that there isn't almost practically any of us right now, today, in this realm, at such a level of personal power. Yes, this is a realm of power. That's right. And one of the first obstacles is to get over that prejudice that one shouldn't want power or be powerful. Something wrong with power. So that we should be weak. It's easy to see why a black magician would want people to believe that. It doesn't take a rocket scientist. So, don't fall for that one. That's easy to see through. The contrast here is really stark. And I can see people really struggling to get by. And then there are these shops. There's not that many people on the street though, because it's colder here. Bums like warm cities. So I'm guessing there's a lot more of them in Oaxaca, which is a warmer city in Oaxaca. So there are these more struggling ones. Yeah. The breaking of the second seal is palpable now. There's too much greed, too much nervousness and anxiety about money. That's the perfect sauce for civil unrest. So civil unrest is going to destroy the infrastructure a lot more than it has been by the first seal. The first seal was about destroying people's will. And it's worked wonderfully. People are now scared to talk about contagion. It probably would have been easier to tell people that contagion didn't exist before the first seal. Well, generally speaking, then there are these others. There seems to be a pattern. Certain sons seem to be more capable of perceiving the lie. Bebe tu orina. Bebe tu orina. He came to me. I gave him the answer. That's all. You want power? Drink your water. There's a reason why I'm not going to get into that. So I'm probably peaking right now. Well, or in the next 10-15 minutes. I can't get an exact time. I only get to the minute on that website. Yeah, there's no way to get the time. There's no website or app that gives us the real time. It's crazy. So I'm gonna go home now and recite mantras. Oh, I want to look for some candles. I still have there was a little candle in my room, and I know why now, because I just discovered newfound love for candles. They really help me. Aries, fire, but it also fire purifies, and it brings out, it lets the power shine. Personal power is real. And we have the books. We have all the manuals needed to find it. Carlos Castaneda, the yogic tradition. There's more. I'm forgetting. So if you need more details, please ask. There's so many ways to get in touch with me now. I'm making myself extremely available in one way and not too available in another. So please get in touch with me and us and the group, the Golden Phoenix. We're all pursuing personal power and remain magical, infinite, magical beings. Ciao.